Clayson, I've got you compared next to Major League Baseball MVP Josh Donaldson, and you have a really nice line drive on this hit. I shortened the video so you're not able to see it as much. A couple things we got to talk about. I've drawn some lines here. One is Donaldson's front shoulder, which is lower than his back elbow, and then his bat is tilted slightly towards the pitcher. Your back elbow is slightly lower than your front shoulder, but like Donaldson, your bat is tilted towards the pitcher, which is, in my opinion, one of the reasons you're able to get some really good power and to hit the ball far. Now, what we're going to look at is how far we're stretching the band. So what I mean by that is we cycle Donaldson through to toe touch. Really, the swing initiates when the front foot's back heel touches the ground right there. Maybe right there. And if we draw a line from Donaldson's foot to his elbow, then we see that that's where he stretched the band at front foot strike. So when we cycle you through, and let's see where you're at front foot strike. So you get your, and sorry for, I had some kind of blurriness, fuzziness on the camera. So at front foot strike, when your heel gets down, you're about right there. So we draw to your elbow. You've stretched the band, which we like to think of the core, legs, muscles, shoulders in your body. Whereas if your hands were, your elbow was Donaldson's, your elbow would still be up here more, and then just ready for that, just like a rubber band releasing. Once it's stretched, you accidentally whipped yourself before, that thing's going to snap hard and fast. So sometimes guys like to think, hey, I'm keeping my hands, closer down. I've got my elbow right here just ready to swing, but really that's making it a slower swing when we want to do that. So we'll see you come through, and this is a good hit. Nice line drive, nothing wrong with that. See Donaldson come through though, and look, he hasn't even, whoops, skipped ahead too far. He hasn't even done anything with his hands. His bat's starting to get a lot of bat speed in a short amount of space. He launches this one for a home run. Anyway, let me know what you think. All right, Sam, I got you compared next to Josh Donaldson, Major League Baseball MVP. I'm just going to compare your guys' some angles. So when Donaldson gets into his front foot step, he even has this more dramatic downward angle from his elbow to his front shoulder. And then he has this angle of the bat going forward. When we roll through on you, we see that when your leg is up, you get an angle from your front shoulder to your back elbow, or from your back elbow to your shoulder, front shoulder, an upward angle. So that's one little difference we'll just note. And then when you come through, let's see how Donaldson comes through first. When he comes through, his front foot, really the back heel of the front foot, so your front foot's back heel, when it touches down, that's what initiates the swing mostly. Okay, and when he touches down, his elbow's still high. The question is, do you do the same thing? Your foot's off the ground, off the ground, off the ground, off the ground, your elbow's way low. And finally your heel touches about right there, and your elbow right there, right? So whereas Donaldson, if you were Donaldson, your elbow would still be high when it touched the ground, right? But instead, you're just stretching the band just this little bit right here. So let's finish Donaldson's swing. So his back elbow stays behind his hands because he's got so much stretch, and it's just his body torquing. I mean, look, the barrel's blurring all the way up there. He's not even doing anything with his hands. He's just torquing his body around, and then he just sends this ball out. So for you, let's cycle you through. Your back elbow is in front of your hands, so you're not maxing your power from your body. And I think that was a miss. So, okay, this is interesting to me when we cycle Brady through on this hit that he puts over the fence. We'll see that he has a longer stretch and stride, and he's got his elbow up. I wish the elbow was up even higher and his front shoulder was down, right? So he comes through, and his heel actually touches right there, right? So that's where I'm showing his stretch. And that's what initiates his swing to come through is that front foot touching, and then he just sends this ball a mile. Okay, here's his next swing. If we can get it to play. And we'll see his front foot comes down to the ground, and where's his elbow? His elbow's already down, so he doesn't have as much stretching that elastic band, right? His toe touching, and then back foot coming down on the front foot strike is really what initiates the swing. But at this point, it would be so awesome if his elbow was up here. That way he would have that much torque from his body to swing into the ball. And so what's the result of this swing? A little opposite hit, weak pop-up. Here's a line drive. Brady hits this one good, but is his foot down? His foot down right there. But where's his elbow at? We draw a line from his foot to his elbow. It's not very far stretch. So this is a nice line drive, but had he had a better stretch, he could have really launched it. Okay, here's Josh Donaldson. First of all, if we go from his front shoulder back to his elbow, he's got this, downward angle from the back elbow to the front shoulder. And then as he comes down to foot strike, right? Foot strike initiates the swing. His elbow's still high. His elbow's still high. Still at this point where he's getting good rubber band stretch from his front foot to his back elbow. That's going to generate a lot of power in a quick, short swing. He sends this one out of the park.